All right, let's get reaction to that now. We're joined by security strategist Andy Mashaile. Dr. Andy, good to see you as always. Thank you very much for joining us here on SABC News. First of all, let's get your assessment of SABC's new strategy to combat organised crime. Your take on it?
Good morning to you, Sis Griselda and your production team. We must give a round of applause to the Minister for the efforts of regenerating a strategy that will be effective and efficient in the running of the South African police, as well as establishing a new mindset within the law enforcement agencies. Very good. The involvement of community patrollers, training of community patrollers, your community policing fora in South Africa, the community police partnerships are central and crucial to community-based intelligence. That community-based intelligence will speak information to crime intelligence, then develop into products that will then aid policing in its operation. I love it when the minister says it will be an intelligence-led strategy. Also, speaking the issue of the NOCs, National Organized Crimes Strategy led by General Ntantam Kwanazi. We have seen intelligence-led policing in the revelations by General Ntantam Kwanazi, how he was able to use intelligence leading to the 6th of July 2025, leading to this reset agenda.
And Dr. Mashaile, I mean, does this address the key challenges that are facing law enforcement? And I mean, you know, the strategy emphasizes intelligence-led policing. What does that mean also in practical terms, and how effective can it be?
Griselda, this is the beginning. This is one of those beautiful phases that comes after we have known that there are serious challenges within law enforcement. One. Two, intelligence-led policing would mean going into communities, going into Tavern A, Church A, Organization A, listening to what is being spoken about from a crime commission point of view, and all those things that would bother you and I in the street, Griselda, and moving from that element, taking that information to law enforcement agencies for planning that would speak crime prevention, crime combating, as well as crime detection by your law enforcement agencies.
And I think one of the key issues as well that was mentioned was that, you know, high crime police stations, I mean, every time we have the release of the crime statistics, you know, the high crime police stations are well known exactly where they are. And also the strengthening of this work with community patrollers is also very important, because it's often communities that know exactly what is taking place in their areas that they stay in.
Griselda, one of those 140 police stations would be my own home community where I was born and bred in Bekkersdal. You remember the story of the tavern shooting?
Yes.
And many of those shenanigans. And when I visit the station, just to get a feel, I can tell you with certainty that the small little police station of Bekkersdal with dwindling resources is able to take on serious criminality in terms of numbers, firearms that get discharged in the evenings, and many of those things that would inform high priority crimes or high levels of crime. And involvement of the community patrollers and your community police forum. I think the relationship and the mindset in the police stations, police officers and their station commanders must know and must accept that the minister says they must work with the patrollers. In the past, when Griselda, police would be irritated by the community patrollers and CPF members. They wouldn't want anything to do with the patrollers. And I can share with you, given my older times and my older days, we had better relationships with those constables up to their brigadiers at brigadier station level. And I'm going to encourage and urge them to understand that they may not like the patrollers. It's not for them to like and hug the patrollers. It is for them and the patrollers and the CPF to go into a crime prevention mode, crime combating and crime detection rate by having a wonderful relationship informed by processes and strategies as well as programs.
And I must ask this question. I'm sure you've seen a report over the past couple of hours, Andy Mashaile. Lawyers for Brigadier Dineo Mukwele having filed a complaint against the independent directorate head, that's Advocate Andrea Johnson, and this with the IDEC Ombudsman. This action, of course, coming after Johnson's appearance before the Mpumalanga Commission in Pretoria, which produced several concessions and withdrawals in relation to the fraud and corruption cases against the police crime intelligence head Dumisani Khumalo, Mukwele and others. What do you make of this?
Griselda, the right thing to do would be to encourage them to go and sit with the IDEC judge, Ntatera Ulinga, so that action is taken against Advocate Johnson. Some of the revelations were nauseating, Griselda, and admitting that all what was said about Brigadier Mukwele was not the picture that was painted. In a real sense, she has what it takes to become a member of crime intelligence, well-schooled, specializes in mechatronics, your mechanics and engineering. I would do the same thing, Griselda, and I wouldn't doubt the time that I would have in on that team in providing strategic analysis and shaping a strategy that would ensure that it's not only an apology that goes her way, but also a civil claim that goes her way.
Ndata Andy Mashaile, thank you very much indeed for your time. We really do appreciate it, as always. Security strategist Andy Mashaile speaking to us on a number of issues there, of course, also relating to what we've heard out of the Mpumalanga Commission this past week. Thank you very much indeed.